Who want a ticket straight to them pearly gates?
Yesterday we had a lot of stuff revealed for Heihachi Mishima and just Tekken in general. I did a video where I covered like a lot of the things that was revealed. That video is going to act as like a part one. Go back and watch it if you didn't see it. We talked about ranked, a lot of things, but there were some things that I missed, and there's also some things that I want to add to, which is why I'm making this follow-up video, part two. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, follow me on Twitter if you don't. Link is in the description. The first thing that I will talk about is the next character. You know, it was rumored to be, you know, because we had a lot of like leaked information and a lot of hints from Harada. You know, my prediction was that it's Fahkumram, and I was also predicting that it will be shown at the TGU. Now, what they told us at the Tekken Talk is that there will be no announcements at the TGU, none. But what they kind of hinted at is in December the 7th and 8th in Tokyo, they will be doing kind of this like festival celebration of Tekken, right? And that's kind of around the 30th anniversary when Tekken first came to like PlayStation and whatnot, right? So that seems like it's going to be the actual place where they reveal the final character. Now, it still could be very much Fahkumram with all of the evidence that's supporting him. He, in my opinion, is the most likely, but it could be anyone. But here's one thing that I think is also important. You have this tweet here from High Buff Gigas. This is also likely. High Buff Gigas says, I feel like the final DLC character is going to be either a guest or someone who wasn't in Tekken 7, and all legacy characters will be in early season 2. This final character, since it's separate from those three and it's separate from the story, it does seem like, you know, it's separate. And with being separate, it's probably going to be like a guest character or something totally different. It could be a new character. I hope it will be a guest character, but I know a lot of you guys want your fan favorites back, but we'll see exactly what they do in December 7th and the 8th. That's like the celebration of Tekken, as they said, right? Now, when you move on to Heihachi, right, I want to give a big shout out to Yellow Motion. If you guys are on YouTube or Twitter, give the guy a follow. This person showed us Heihachi's bio. There's not much information in there, but if you want to pause and read it, you can definitely go ahead. We will not be talking about any story spoilers in here. I know there was some cutscenes and stuff that was released. We will not touch on that. More information about Heihachi. Harada tweeted out he is completely resurrected, and also the background music is has elements of like his past Tekken theme, so it's like a Tekken 2 remake in a way. Also, there was another discovery about Heihachi Mishima. His voice actor is the same voice actor who does Bison and a couple of other characters as well. I thought that was very neat. I love the way that Bison is portrayed in Street Fighter 6. So this guy bringing that same level of talent to Heihachi, it's no wonder the guy sounds amazing as well. Now, on the topic of Heihachi's bounce, of course, you have a lot of people who are in full panic mode, except for Joka. Joka is excited, but there's a lot of people who are listing out all of the pros he has and a few cons he has.
Heihachi Mishima has a god break. Heihachi Mishima is a boss character, bro. I know it's god break into 112, but I don't give a bro. He's 112! War splats, bro!
A lot of players were caught off guard by the fact that Heihachi is now a stance rushdown character. He's very similar to Lydia in a lot of ways, just visually. Who knows when we actually pilot the character if the inputs and the actual moves will be the same, but just visually looking at him, he looks like a Lydia, but with electrics and hell sweeps, right? So that's not good in my opinion that the characters have so much overlap, even if it is just from a visual standpoint. It was also announced after the trailer that Tekken 8, the standard edition, will go on sale 43% off, and then the Ultimate Edition is on sale 30% off. Now, they only have the PlayStation Store link, but if you're on PC or Xbox, definitely go and see if it's on sale as well, but definitely it's on sale for PlayStation. On the topic of things that were not addressed, first off, you have infinite rematching. Infinite rematching is something that players have been requesting a lot. I know they don't want to put it into rank because they don't want people to be boosting, but someone else on Reddit came up with a very interesting example of what they could do. Why don't they add this feature where when you're all out of rematch, you could then decide to rematch in quick play? I think this is an excellent demonstration of what the players want. The ability to continuously fight someone, even if rank is not involved. We just want to, you know, when we find someone who's cool, we want to keep playing, right? Another thing, this is from Denny Maz. If you guys are on Twitch or on Twitter, you probably see this name and this icon a lot. This person says, basically they're talking about one and dones and how they don't like it. Now, I know this is an ongoing problem or an ongoing argument in the player base where some people want one and dones and then some people could care less. Rank is supposed to mirror tournaments, right? And tournaments is a set. You have to finish the set. So if they were to implement some kind of rule like that into just tournaments, I would not mind it at all. But also, if you talk about tournaments, in tournaments you're only punished once. If you lose the first match but win the second two, then it doesn't matter, you win, right? But in ranked, if you lose the first match and then you win the second two, you don't get as many points as you would have if you won just the first two, right? So that's something that I think they would have to address if they did in fact implement a one and done countermeasure. But then also there's some people who are talking about how they're taking long to introduce all of these kind of features and these things. And I've seen a really good comment and then also a reply. I'll read the reply. It says, game development is chaotic. So much stuff gets left on the cutting room floor because you got to hit the deadline. And one of those things that was not mentioned at all is the ghost versus ghost. This is something that the developers said they were going to do, but who knows if they changed their mind or not. I would assume they changed their mind because no one at all plays the ghost. Some people do. Some people definitely love the ghost, and I think the ghost is good for people who want to play without the stress of ranked or going up against a real player. Maybe you just want to learn, get more familiar with the matchup. It's definitely a good tool, but for people who are at a certain level with Tekken, they don't really have a use for it. So maybe that's why they decided not to put the ghost versus ghost, at least in this update. Another thing that I'll talk about, and this is going back to the battle pass. I don't know why, but when I look at other battle passes for other games, it feels like it's just so much more worth, so much more variety and value there. When I look at Tekken, they have a lot of like gibberish here. I don't know, I just want them to offer more in terms of a battle pass. I would like for them to add more to it. Hopefully one day they will. So far right now, we're out of luck. Now, on the topic of being able to play older fighting games, the tide is turning. I know Harada said that he doesn't want to spend his time remaking past games. He said he's probably going to retire after Tekken 9. There's not a lot of time to remake old games in that timeline, right? But something that is at least Capcom and also on PlayStation, Capcom is updating multiple games for Windows Live's titles on Steam to make them available again. One of those titles is Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Ultra Street Fighter 4. Now, as for Tekken, you have the PSN emulator is out with online support for many games on franchises such as, and you can see Tekken and Street Fighter is listed. If you have access to either one of these two things, you can experience at least some older Tekkens, which I know a lot of people are interested in. Hopefully one day the developers will simply just either one, add it into Tekken 8 in the Tekken Lounge somewhere for us to be able to experience, but then also two, just add it to the PlayStation store. Every day, more and more titles are starting to get remastered, remake, and simply just being able to be played with backwards compatibility. And it's only a matter of time before Tekken reaches that point, and we're kind of already standing on the borderline of it, right?